The Houston Texans forget to show up for their Monday night game against the Patriots. The Raptors don't remember what it's like to win on the road. And Gary Bettman gives NHL fans exactly what they didn't want for Christmas. All that and more coming up on CSM Sports Center. Welcome to CSM Sports Center. My name is Brandon Musselman. This is Eric LePage. Eric, I really hope you weren't, sitting down, didn't have a popcorn, a beer, ready to watch that football game, hoping it was going to be a good football game.
I did, but by the time I finished my popcorn and beer, the game was already over. So, yeah.
By the time I finished mine, it was the first quarter. Whatever. In Toronto, there's been lots of talk swirling around the Toronto Raptors lately, from trade rumors regarding Andrea Bargnani to the possible firing of head coach Dwayne Casey. I'd imagine the best thing to do is get your mind off the rumors, maybe keep your mind on basketball. But that's tough to do when you failed to win a road game this month. They were in Portland last night. Toronto's lost a league-high 13 games on the road this season. In the opening moments, Kyle Lowry has a collision, and he grasps his left arm. Hopefully something may be wrong there. And a little bit later, Andrea Bargnani charged with the offensive foul to the bucket. He had to leave with an elbow injury, though, and x-rays, good news, x-rays did come back negative. In the second, Roland Smith blows by Lowry, sends it up to Myers. The Blazers are in the lead. Then Ed Davis deflects a pass and sends it to DeMar DeRozan, who throws it down. That's two of DeMar's team-high 20 points. In the fourth, bad news for the Raptors. Lowry was forced to leave the game with that shoulder injury from the collision he suffered back in the first quarter. LaMarcus Aldridge lays one up for two of his game-high 30, and then frustration. Amir Johnson tries to grab the ball from ref David Jones, but he won't give it to him. Johnson decides to say something and gets tossed. His teammates actually had to hold him back, and Johnson throws his mouth guard at the ref. That's definitely a suspension coming for him. Now, despite having the lead, Portland went to an NBA record 0 for 20 from the three-point arc, which is the most 4 attempts of hitting a three-pointer, and they still won by 18. Portland hands Toronto their 10th loss in the last 11 games, 92-74. Now, after the game, Amir Johnson talked about a little dust-up with the ref. Didn't have an excuse, though.
I really wanted to know what happened, but nothing was said, and I lost my cool right there. So, like I said, I never had any problems all the 8 years I've been in the league. I never really argued with a ref or did anything wrong, and from there I just lost my cool.
So remember a few days ago when everyone was like, hey, remember that really short speech by Gary Bettman? Maybe there will be an NHL season. Here's our NHL news and notes. No hockey till at least New Year's Eve. The NHL announced yesterday the cancellation of games through December 30th. With 526 games lost, 43% of the season has now been scorched by the lockout. Hopes were high last week that a deal could be made for a puck drop over the holiday season. That changed dramatically as the NHL rejected another offer from the players and pulled their own off the table. Optimism does remain high for both sides, and with talks set to resume on Wednesday, the feeling is that a deal could be reached. NHL Commissioner has indicated that 48 games would be the cutoff for the legitimate season. So, will we have a 94-95 shortened season, or the outright cancellation of 04-05? The Bills in Toronto series continues this weekend, with Buffalo taking on the Seattle Seahawks at the Rogers Center. And to be honest, it's probably a good time for a change, considering the Bills have done a whole lot of nothing in their home city. Edon Reposner reports.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well.
We're here on the desk.
I'm really glad I don't ever have to be fired as a head coach, because I feel like that would be really upsetting.
Yeah, offensive coordinator for the Ravens fired even though they're 9-3.
I don't understand how you can do that. How do you fire somebody when your team is winning and going to make the playoffs?
Speaking as somebody who may or may not get fired, I bet a lot of players would like it. It's the 20th anniversary of Gary Bettman as commissioner of the NHL. Something's got to give there.
And it won't be the season. There's going to be another lockout, full season. So I'm calling it. Thank you very much for joining us. For Eric LePage, I'm Brandon Musselman. Have a good day.